Alright, so today I'm gonna answer one question on how to make such a ring. Okay, now again I would be using smart flow here, and before I do anything I would like to explain the process. Well, this is a simple shank I did with the one cross section, or let's say one similar profile. So here's what I did. I took the ID, and this is one of my profile, and this one is the other profile, and I just took a stone similar to the ring and I did a sweep one. Okay, as you can see here, I did a sweep one, and then I did a rebuild to get a shank like this. So once you have your shank ready, all you need to do is smash it or bring it down, or you can even do the offset on the surface itself. Okay, so here I was just trying to do some R&D. So here, for example, I got this curve through surface intersection, and then you rebuild this curve, and once you do that, you can use the offset curve on surface, which is over here, this one. So this should be your base surface, and the direction. Imagine if you need a thickness of 1 millimeter, you can have like 0.5 offset. Okay, so obviously it's gonna end up over here, so I'll just leave one of these and rebuild this to 12. Okay, so 12 is good. So once you have a shape, you can add a section here. Now I don't know how exactly is this shape, if it's a sharp edge on top or if it's a round shape. So if it's a round shape, what you can do is you can just pipe this curve with diameter 1 millimeter. Oopsie, that wasn't the one. Let's undo this. Pipe 1 millimeter. Okay, and now from here you can, well, you can just bring it down and work on it, or I would suggest to work on the surface itself. Okay, so let's assume this shape over here, it goes like this. So this is what I would do. I can even trace this on top. Okay, let's take this 2 point, click here, and yeah, leave it like this, or maybe like this somewhere, and project this on the surface. Okay, select the one you want and you delete the rest. Okay, so I feel like this curve, it goes from here and it goes over here, it goes down here but not down. Okay, so you can use as a guideline, and you can draw a curve on the surface itself. So you can use this option over here, surface, and let's draw that. So for now I don't need anything, just need to draw the curve on the surface itself. So I'll make sure I follow the flow, and here just bring it down. Okay, so that's your first curve, and for now what I'm gonna do is just pipe this curve. Okay, the reason I'm doing a pipe here is to understand the flow. If I need to adjust, I can do it right away rather than continuing the shape. Okay, so I feel like here it's a bit inside of. Okay, so what I can do is I can just get the points on it and move it. Okay, we need a rebuild here. Just move it outside. Okay, so there's one shape over here, and now once you have it, by the way, you can adjust the thickness. If you need this to be 1 millimeter or 1.2, whatever, according to your ring. So I feel like mine is much thinner comparatively this over here. So I would go a bit bigger, or I will just leave it like 1 millimeter. The idea here is to show you how you can do such a ring. Okay, now why am I doing on the surface itself is to make sure if you have design on an equal space, it's much easier with the offset option over here. So flip, and let's do like 1 millimeter, and then you have this shape over here. Okay, okay, so this one goes exactly over here. Okay, yeah, this is the second one, so this goes over here. So yeah, what I would do here now is mirror this, not mirror, but I can do an array just to get the shape right. So for example, this goes over here and it goes over here. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So I would rather add these two curves together, and then I can just do a offset on the surface. Okay, so let's do that. Just delete this one, delete this, and lock wireframe, get the curve, and I would split this from the middle over here. Okay, so this is updated. That's the reason we have a result like this. So copy to clipboard, undo, paste, and join this here. Join it. Okay, it says unable to join, so we have to zoom in and see where exactly we have a issue. So there's a distance here, there's a gap here, and now it's fixed. So once you fix this, you can rebuild this, and now we can do an offset on the surface. All right, flip it 1.1. If you need a space, select. Let's do this on the opposite side. So I'm going to do an parabola and select this one, and this is where you have to trim it. So I'm going to lock this, or rather I would just copy this one as well on the other side. Okay, and just trim this extra curve over here, or you can keep it, or you can just offset both together and then you can trim it. It's up to you. So let me just offset this again. Okay, this is too much of curve here, so let me just trim this one. And yes, that should be fine now. A rebuild just to be on a safer side, and offset again outside, so flip it and I'll keep the same 1.1. Okay, we go, and I'll just trim this out. Okay, so I have these two curves made from the inner curve over here. Okay, and now I can do a pipe 1 millimeter. Yeah, there you go. So you see you're getting the shape, and as you can see there's like this one that's coming from here, so you can do that manually, or you can offset this inside, like so it goes with the equal distance, right? So once you have this thing over here, like this is um, this curve has been on top of this surface, you can now try with the smart flow. Okay, so what I did, I just did the curve and I did a pipe. Okay, so once you have the curve on the surface, you even have an option now to bring it down on a flat surface. Okay, so for that the procedure is the same. Okay, so I'll select this one and I'll go with the smart flow auto base, and all I need to do is align them, so it's just good. Okay, I'm going to just trim this picture because I don't need that big surface over here, so I'll just trim this out real quick. Okay, alright, so here we are. We have the base and this thing over here. Now let's just go over to pull the curve. Okay, so this is my flow and this is my curve. Alright, enter. Okay, so as you can see now, you got the curve on the base surface. So from here you can manipulate your curve, and you can even do a sweep one, with the with some cross section. Okay, so let's try with this one over here. Okay, so I'm going to do a sweep one. Oops, you don't have any cross section here, sorry. Profile placer. Okay, now here's the thing. Now you might end up with some taper surface, because obviously we are working now on a base surface, and this is more like a stretch surface on top. Okay, so let's just do one of these surface and see how the result is, because we might need to taper it down over here in order to have the right shape. So as you can see here, this is more fat over here, and then here it's a bit thin. Okay, so this is the problem. That's the only reason I did a offset curve on surface, just to make sure that I have proper thickness. So what we can do here, instead of doing things on the base surface, let's just take the profile placer here on top, and then you can do it manually. Okay, and in case you face a problem with sweep one, because I'm sure here sweep one will not exactly help us. So what I would do here is, once I have my pipe on top, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going back, I'm doing undo, because literally there's a it's not going to be easy with the smart flow, because it's a stretch surface. Okay, it's not flat, and the results are going to be uh, differ. I mean, it won't be a same exact dimension what you have it on the base surface. So you work here, and then you try to add the profile on the curve itself over here, and then you try to do the sweep one. I mean, that would be the the closest and the easiest way to get this ring done over here. Okay, yeah, so this thing is over here, and if you want to continue with the offset, you can just do that. And here's the thing, now when you do a pipe here, okay, you see this is going down over here. I know you don't need this thing down, so what you can do here is you can get the point on the surface, rebuild UV. Okay, that's way too less. Okay, just have a look before you do anything. Yeah, that's fine, this looks fine. And then get the points on the surface itself, and then you can just scale it up. Okay, so what happens is, scale it from the front view, so you see that it's gradually going inside the shank. Okay, and that's what we want over here. So it's nice and easy going inside the shank and nice and smooth. That's what we want. So we'll do the same thing with the profile. If you don't need a round shape over here, you can just follow the procedure um, with the other profile. Okay, so pipe. So for now I'm just doing a offset on the surface. Okay, so I have this. Obviously now this could be the last over here. I mean, you can just scale it up, scale it down, I mean, flip it. And then you can trim those curves which are down. We don't really need them. Starting from here, and then there's this one. Okay, and then there's this one over here, and that's it. So here I don't need this, so I'll just trim this and delete this one. Okay, I don't really have the front view or the right view, so I assume like the shape continue till the halfway over here, and then it goes plain or flat. So here we are, this is done, and I would just mirror this on the other side. Yeah, and yep, I would just offset this, and in the end I would just follow the same thing which I've just shown here, you know, with this one over here. Just scale them inside and we are good. Okay, I'm not doing it for the complete pie, but you just have to follow the same procedure. There's nothing difficult. So that's it, guys. Instead of pipe, you can do a sweep one, add a profile. Okay, now one thing I wanted to explain and I forgot is you might have a problem with sweep one. So let's do a sweep 2, and to get a sweep 2, this is what I would do. To have a tool rail connected to the surface, I would just select this two surface and I would do intersection. So what happens is, as you can see here, we have one rail and the second rail over here, and they go all the way till the end. So there you have it. You have your two cross sections. You can add your profile at the end over here and one over here. Okay, and you do a sweep 2, right? Okay, let me just show you one example. So this is what I would do. I would just take this away from the main design, explode it, and let's just do a quick shape on it. So select, deselect, select, let's take this two and this one and this one. So CC enter to view and bring it down like this. CV enter. Alright. Okay, now that is a disaster. So CC control view, control C plane to view, C view previous, and do the same thing over here. Okay, so go with the maximum number of points just to make sure your shape is not deformed, right? There you go. That's the shape. That's a random shape. I just did it here. Can improve the orientation, so we'll just add some slash over here, perpendicular, perpendicular, and yes, it's good to go. Okay, you can even make this as a complete closed profile, in order to have it as a solid object. Okay, I didn't do it. I just wanted to show you guys how you can do, how you can use this technique to make such a ring. All right, so as you can see, this is not like a round shape. You can even do with completely different shape using this technique. And in case you feel like, this profile is bit tapering, you can do the pipe with two diameters. Okay, instead of one, you do two. You do like 1 mm over here, and then when it goes down, you can go like 2 mm. So it gives you the taper pipe. Okay, and once you have taper pipe, you have a taper edge or the curve as a tool rail, and then you can do a sweep tool on it. Okay, so I guess this answers your question, and I hope it helps. If it does, comment down and do let me know. And if you guys are watching this, and if you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and yes, you have a nice day. Bye bye.